Have you ever sat back and this thought to yourself, how the heck did we get this way here in the United States? Not so much about all what history has ever portrayed and talked about, but why and how, and why society is like it is and everything. Have you ever really just sat back and thought about it? Well, what I would just tell you to do, truly, is to listen to and take in all information that you can gather. Put it all together in your own concentrated way. And then do one peculiar thing. Throw it all out the window. Throw it all out the window, because all of it is lies. What I would say for you to do on a spiritual base and a natural base is find yourself a quiet place. Here in the United States, it's very difficult for you to find a quiet space because somebody's always being nosy or invading your quiet space. You have to tune off all the stimuli around you with all the collective thoughts that you ever thought of. Everything that you may know up to this point. Your age doesn't matter because time does not really matter. We just exist. So there's no such thing as time. But with that being said, also, I want you to have understanding that in order for you to have some guidance, you do need to listen to what people say about history and what people put out there for history. Then you go above that by deciphering all that crap. And the only way you'll be able to really decipher anything is really common sense. But common sense does not only get it, so you need a little bit of extra help. And that extra help really comes from the frequencies of the universe around you and the spirit within you. See, this particular spirit that's within us has traveled, eons and eons and eons. Okay? This is energy within us, have all the communication information that you will ever need. We don't give ourselves enough time and chance and practice it enough to listen to and to tune out other things. Because when you have two frequencies that's trying to communicate with you at the same time, between this United States brainwashing, which man has devised for us, and all the stimuli around us, you would never ever be able to tune in to your creative nature. You would never be able to tune into it because you have so many distractions. It's not healthy for us, not far as eating wise or exercising or meditating and doing yoga and all these type of things. Not that type of exercise and being healthy, or even the food that we eat. Not even that type of healthiness and eating right and all. Not that. It's unhealthy for us to neglect our spiritual nature. Spirituality don't have anything, and I'm going to repeat this again, don't have anything to do with you going somewhere in prayer with a bunch of other people. That right there is a distortion from your true nature. But you can't tell people this because everybody was taught. Just like if you teach an animal, a dog, or whatever, to sit, lie down, roll over, stand, play dead, wake up, run, get the ball, and all. It's a taught behavior. And you believe in that taught behavior because you love the individuals around you. Enough so, whereas though you don't think they've been misled also. But they've been misled and they've been mistaught. And they don't have a clue of who they are or what you may be. You have no clue of the power that you really do have. People, we're in this situation here in the United States, in this particular space or this particular area or this geographic place here, what we call the earth and, the north continent of the U.S. or whatever, North America and all this old crap. We are here due to our ancestry losing the war. And the men in these particular tribes, many have died to keep us in our own sanctuary and where we were free. We've been taken away from that and brought to a place where as though this place is in bondage, but we have learned to adapt to our surroundings and adapt to how this particular culture and these people have devised this plan of what society is supposed to be like. Is it better? That's really, really up to the individual. If you've never been somewhere before and somebody say, oh, it's better than that place, then you have no idea or clue of what it was like to be in that other place because you don't have two things to, have a different opinion on whatever you was at, wherever you was doing. So you can't really naturally say that where we were and how that culture were and how those people were and everything else were where we was really genetically born from. You can't really say it was a bad place. But if you listen to history and you look at stuff and you listen to all these different people, you will say, oh man, shit, we've been rescued. I mean, we've been saved. We've been all this type of crap when that in actuality, all of that is a lie. We have not been saved and we are not free. We are much more in bondage now than actually people telling you and whipping you and hanging you from trees and whipping you on your back and forcing you to do stuff. We have been forced in a mental way. We've not been forced in a physical way anymore. We've been forced in a mental way. And this mental abuse is way worse than the physical. Both are bad. Both are bad. Don't get it twisted. But the mental is so bad, whereas though we as darken hue black, which is considered black men, has been weighed down. We're not talking about these individuals that, they say, okay, we're going to have about a good 1,000 black men out of 40 million. We're going to have 1,000 black men that we're going to make our puppets, and we're going to give them millions of dollars, and we're going to have them doing acting. We're going to showcase them on screens and let black people see these people and all this type of stuff, and women going to admire them, and men going to think they want to be like them, and we're going to have these puppets in all spectrums, in the political world, entertainment world, in the sports world, in whatever world they dictate and put these people in. Are they talented individuals in that particular trade or their particular skill? Yes, they are, but it's designed that way for them. It's designed to be that way. We have learned, or we in a situation where as though we are separate. We are separating each other, and we're getting so far from each other, whereas though we no longer exist as the darken hue males, because we don't conjoin, we don't speak to each other, we don't befriend each other, we don't say, how you doing, man? And we'll talk to people, but selectively. If we do talk to somebody think it's some type of gimmick or some type of, this person wants something from me. And as far as if I was able to talk to someone, I don't want anything from you. I'm just sharing knowledge. But it's not to see if you have any understanding, it's to see just where you are within yourself. And to have understanding that you're not alone in this land and these virtues that we're going through. We are going through these virtues and going through all these things which is put upon us, and people don't have no idea. We have so many beautiful, dark-hued women out here that don't have a clue. They don't have a clue. They're so far removed. And I'm not talking about those who follow particular sets or particular religions, and they in this, they in the NOI, they in this, they in, the Catholics, and they Baptists, they this and all. We ain't talking about women. We talking about women abroad, period. They're just trying to follow what they consider strength and goodness. And just because a man treats you a certain way, that don't mean that he's good in heart. Remember, I told you a long time ago, there's no such thing as a good person. There's no such thing as what you can deal with and what you can tolerate and what you can understand. There's no one is good. As a human being at this level of where we are, no one is good, because we've been taught and fooled to be less than a human. When you have your own culture and you have your own land, you have your own people, and everybody is doing things together in the community to work together to build and make things happy for a family where you can raise each other and have some type of heritage, then you're free. But we're not free here in America. It's so many people that's been brainwashed and is going along with the status quo, and they put this thing they call money behind them. And the puppets and the puppet masters know, if we give these people this, if we give this particular person this, that would trickle down and have a reaction on all everybody else. When you monopolize a society and a system, and you put who you want in what they think in their mind is importance, then you excluding everything there is about a creator for all things and a being that created you as well as the next person. And there's so many billions and millions and millions and billions of us on this planet. You say, damn, how can, so many people be equal? Well, we can, but we don't live in a type of society or system that believes that. They believe in scrutinizing and monopolizing, and only a few control the masses and many. With that being said, people, I'm just sharing with you this morning because there's some things I have to do, and I'm over here waiting for the people to come in. I'm already open the gates as far as at work, but I'm just waiting for the crew to come in. And once they get in, we're going to get busy and do what we have to do. I'm going to get back to the things I do. I'm a very, very misunderstood person. So many people say they dislike me. Then you have those who know me and say they love me. Only thing I ever try to do is really instill you to help wash the filth that's been placed and put into our minds as a nation of dark-hued people. We have lost the battle, but believe me, we had warriors and we had people, and many of them died for their tribal ancestry people such as us. They have died, and they were not afraid, because when the white man came in to invade Africa, we had some real beautiful individuals to stand up and fight against them. The white man had technology, which is the thunder stick, or what they call the rifle or the gun, which only thing we had was naturally spears and, little shields and stuff like that. But equally, Not to say it's good or bad, but equally, hand-to-hand combat, they didn't have a fucking chance. That's why we are so creative and so beautiful now. And that's why a lot of us are so angry. Because if you was reincarnated from that which was protecting the people, and we and our ancestors was to come back as some type of form and talk to us or sit down with us and say, man, do you actually know that we try to keep you away from where you are right now? We have many, many people that is betraying our darkened hue way of living. But you wouldn't know this until you get deep within yourself and cut off all stimuli around you. I mean, everything. Cut it off. And let your creative thoughts, besides you working, taking care of yourself, and surviving on this plane, you do have to do that. We can't get around that. I even work. I even pay bills and do what I have to do. Yes, I do. And I drive. I do all this type of stuff. Yes, but I'm blending in and adapting to my surroundings. But that doesn't mean you don't have to have the education or the creative abilities to understand what's going on around you. I'm not even upset with the sisters. I'm not even upset with the brothers, because we were put into a situation where as though you have to think outside the box, and the only way you can get outside that box, you have to really, really have understanding that you got to cut off everything. You have to fast. And I'm not talking about fasting for I stop eating. I'm talking about fast for all this technology. You have to fast from it. You have to get away from it for a little while. Use it to your advantage, but get away from it. And don't listen to nobody no more. It's hard for you to do that. The reason why it's hard, because you was programmed. And the only thing I'm trying to do is deprogram you. Have a nice day. Thank you.